Good evening and welcome to week two, our Zoom discussion. There's no one here and it is 8:06, so I'm going to go right ahead with the meeting. I have a cold, so I'm kind of sniffly and everything, so I'm not going to take much of your time at all. There are just a couple of things that I really want to cover tonight. One is, if you have technical difficulties trying to upload a paper or anything like that, please contact the technical advisor. Contact the IT as soon as possible so that they can work with you and help you through that. You should contact me and our student advisor that is within our course from Ariel. She is excellent. She gets back to me and to you right away. She seems to be like me, getting back to you in less than 24 hours. She's doing just a fantastic job. So you have to let us know so that we can help you and support you before your work is late. So that's one thing, because there were a couple of people who were not able to upload their papers after the due date, and I did not close any assignments, so you still should have been able to upload them. So that's one thing. Another issue that I'd like to talk about, and I'm kind of going out of order with the agenda, but the discussion questions. And it might be that the very last line is where it tells you that your initial post is on Wednesday. The very last line of the assignment area is where it tells you that. And so some of you may have missed it, but your initial discussion posting is due on Wednesday by 11:59. The reason for that is that gives a couple of days for other learners to respond and for there to be a discussion taking place. If you don't respond until Sunday, your initial post until Sunday at 11:59, then no one can respond to you. And you don't have time to respond to other learners. So we want to make sure that our initial post for the discussion area is done on Wednesdays by 11:59. If you do it after that, I will have to take points off because actually it will be late. It's important that you respond to another learner. That's part of our learning process in the discussion. That's a big part of it. So we want to make sure that we are responding to other learners, which that part has been okay, but it seems that a couple of people maybe were not aware that their initial response was supposed to be on Wednesday. Value-added feedback, we're doing pretty good at that. I really don't have any concerns with that so far. Turnitin, remember that Turnitin scores over 20 or so, 15, 20, can cause me concern. However, and when I go in and I look at it and I see that you cited your sources and I kind of look at the way your settings are, then maybe I won't be as concerned. If you have cited your sources and Turnitin didn't pick that part up. However, if I go in and you have a 0% score and I go in and I see that you've turned off certain settings, and when I turn them back on, I find that you have large passages that are the same as someone else's work and they have not been cited. That is a serious matter of concern for both me and the university. So we want to make sure that that does not happen. Your assignment, your weekly assignment is due on Saturday by 11:59 each week. After that, it is considered late. And when it is late, I am probably going to take a point or two off. I try to be somewhat lenient because I know that, we work, we have families, and we have a lot of obligations. But to be honest and to be fair, we have committed to a course. And so we want to make sure that we are meeting the criteria of the course. And part of that criteria is, one, again, submitting your initial discussion post on Wednesday and submitting your assignment on Saturdays by 11:59. The only thing that is due on Sunday is your response to another learner. So that is the only thing that's due on Sunday by 11:59 is your response to another learner. Because that's not due until Sunday at 11:59, sometimes I will not grade your work until Monday morning. If you've responded to other learners before that time, then of course I'm going to go ahead and grade you. But if you have not, and you are looking and wondering why I haven't graded it yet, it's because I am giving you the opportunity to respond to that other learner before we begin. This week your assignment is on chapters 1 through 11 with the Ravage book, and you will be answering questions 9 through 17. I said this last time, but I just want to reiterate it, that your response needs to be around 125 words. Now, if you're short a few words, I'm not going to be upset by that. But if your response is only 50, 60 words, that's an issue, and you will probably receive points off your paper. Another thing that would make me take points off your paper is not using the proper APA style. So we want to make sure that we are double and triple checking our work before we post it, because I do look at things like grammar, because this is a graduate level class. And so with that, our grammar should reflect that. So I do look at grammar. And so if you see a point or two off your paper, I'll usually give you a comment as to why I took that point off of your work. Excuse me, my nose is all stuffed up, and so I'm just going to move along really quickly. Please check the announcements, because that's where I post information. That's where I post anything that I think that you may need to see or hear before it's time for our next Zoom meeting discussion. So if I see a problem within the course room, you know, that more than one person seems to be having, I may address that through an announcement. So please make sure that you check the announcements once a day, at least. I am in the course room maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times a day sometimes, and so I almost always will respond to you within 24 hours. Some people have inboxed me with issues, and I try to hurry up and get them solved as soon as we can with the help of Ariel, who, like I said before, has just been fantastic. She responds just as quick, if not quicker, than I do. So together, we will get your problem solved, but we have to know it in time. Don't wait until the last minute when your work is going to be late to let us know that you're having an issue. Oh, there's no one here. Those are the things that I really, really, really wanted to talk about this evening. And I don't really have a whole lot else to say. Like I said, I'm fighting this cold and all of that, and there's no one here with any questions. So you can continue as you've been doing. And if you're having issues or questions, something that you need me to clarify, just inbox me and I'll get right back with you. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Have a pleasant evening, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.